welcome back to the channel. I know this video is kind of a little bit out of schedule, but I've seen a few videos from Daniel Pratt, and if you don't know who he is, Mom, no, I'm joking. He is a flat earther, and he's a very aggressive one. In every other video of his, you could think he's either on the edge of crying or on the edge of a psychosis. And he got his main channel deleted, and now he uploads on his second channel, kind of a backup channel. And you could think he thinks NASA is the reason his channel got deleted. I mean, he attacked Susan with, I don't know how to pronounce her name. And I mean, he insulted her. He called her every name basically under the sun. Really, really disgusting. He called her a Nazi Jew, which is ridiculous in itself. I mean, as a German, I know what I'm talking about, and what he says is disgusting. He called Irish Demon a Nazi. Basically, everyone who likes NASA is a Nazi. I wonder if he thinks I'm a Nazi. Probably. So, yeah. That's why I decided to wear my NASA shill uniform. I don't know if you can see that, but the print is like the NASA spacesuit from Neil Armstrong. I love this hoodie. It's amazing, and I thought it's kind of fitting for this video. Let's watch one or two of his videos and then we'll talk.
Dear BLM, so the Washington Redskins have to change the name of their football team. We can't have Aunt Jemima anything, syrup anything anymore. And all other sorts of examples of statues being torn down, military base names being changed. All of this, yet nobody says, what about NASA that was started by Nazis? How come we don't cancel them? How come they always get a free pass? Oh, because the Earth's flat. And if NASA gets taken down, that'll become even more clear. And all the other space agencies robbing their people for fake space funding. How come Ford Motor Company isn't being canceled? Why is there no outrage to cancel the Ford Motor Company? You know, the company that supplied engines for Nazi tanks. And Henry Ford.
Because basically every company back then had kind of to different extents association with Germany or Adolf, which is horrible. But most of those companies, I think, weren't voluntarily associating with Adolf Hitler. But if you get told, hey, do this, or we put you, your family, and all of your friends into a concentration camp, I think most people would have done it. I know it's horrible to think about, but if your whole family is in danger, I think it's kind of normal to protect them. It's the same with all the people that were in the Second World War. I mean, my great-grandfather was in the Waffen-SS. He wasn't voluntarily there, but he was an engineer, and they needed engineers to build all of their horrible stuff. And as I got told, someone talked to my great-grandfather, said, hey, you got a new job, a way better job with better payment and stuff. And he was like, no, thank you. And they told him that it wasn't a question, and if he loves his family and friends, he should do it because the concentration camps are nearby. So when you have children and you know they would die, what are your options? I know there were many people that had fun doing this stuff, but I personally think there were way more that were just afraid. And that is the reason why there were so many people that worked in higher positions for Adolf Hitler that ended up in, for example, NASA and pharmaceutical companies and basically everywhere. And that is not a secret. It's horrible. I think so too, that people in that high of positions get such good jobs later, but it is what it is. NASA had got great stuff back then thanks to those people, and regardless of where they come from, the things they did were good afterwards, at least. That's not a secret. NASA isn't trying to hide anything. So I don't know why he thinks he does something great. And BLM stands for fighting systemic racism and fighting police brutality against minorities. That's their two main points. Different groups under there have different goals, but that is kind of the umbrella where everyone inside the BLM comes together for. And that is a great cause, because the systemic racism makes it so hard for people of color to get a job, get an apartment, or anything else. And police brutality kills people of color in a completely disproportional rate compared to white people. That is a fact, and that is in many, many countries in the world. And in America it is apparently, I don't know the facts on this, but apparently in America it is more serious than in some other countries. But the BLM protests are in Germany too, everywhere in Europe, because it is a good cause. And where is the fucking problem to change a name for a sports team like the Redskins into something that is not offensive? Because Redskin is a racial slur against Native Americans. Aunt Jemima is a racist stereotype of a slave, basically, that is a homemaker for a white family. The woman who portrayed Aunt Jemima was called Nancy Green, and she was a former slave, and she got paid to portray a stereotype of a slave, because happy family, and she does everything at home for the white families. And it has nothing to do with, oh, she's from family because Aunt Jemima. No, it's the same with Uncle Ben's. You know why the people called elderly people of color aunt and uncle? Because the white people refuse to call them Mr. and Mrs. because they're not full people, because they're not white, you know? This is the racism behind those brands, behind those names. We have that in Germany too. We have a kind of sauce for, it's kind of similar to salsa, and it's called Zigeunersoße. And Zigeuner is a derogatory term for Roma and Sinti. The Roma and Sinti organization called that out, rightfully so. And it got changed. It's like, I know, paprika style or something like that. And people lost their shit. White people, of course. Old white men and women. And I don't know where the problem is. What's the benefit of calling your team Redskins or calling your sauce Zigeunersoße? What's the benefit? There is none. You only lose. You lose people because you offend other people. And as white people, it's not our place to say, oh, just chill, it's not that serious. Because it doesn't offend you. It's not a slur against you. And when one of the people that get offended by it say, hey, I think that's horrible, that is the best reason to change it. Because there is just no benefit. Why keep those names that are racist or based on racist stereotypes? Where is the benefit? What I don't understand is, and that is a problem with some Americans we have in Germany, I think it's a problem in many countries or societies, basically. I mean, most people agree that the N-word is a slur. We have the N-word in German too, but in German it's not that negative. Kind of, it is offensive and it is a bad word, but it's not as horrible compared to the American surroundings of the word. But basically, most of the people can agree the N-word is bad. Why can't we treat them with the same respect? Why is it so bad to change the word redskin when that's also offensive to those people? I really don't understand it. Because those people, their ancestors, suffered so long and so bad. And it's the least thing we can do to change these terms. I cannot understand. Yes, I didn't do those things my ancestors or the German people hundreds of years ago until 70 years ago did. I didn't do it. I don't feel guilty in that sense. But I think I, as a German, as a white person, have a responsibility to pay attention to those things so it doesn't happen again. I think I have a responsibility to tell people, yo, that is offensive. That is not okay. Because I am not like those people back then. And there's a difference in guilt and responsibility. Because we have in Germany this all the time where people do,
we have this guilt everywhere, and we Germans, we have to feel guilty all the time.
No, we don't have to feel guilty all the time when we do everything we can to not be racist. That's it. We have, I think, an additional responsibility, but we today don't have to feel guilty if we're not racist. I mean, we've all said stupid. Totally agree. But saying stupid shit and being racist is a difference. And I didn't know for many years that we have kind of a candy in Germany. It is now called chocolate kiss, but back then it was Mohrenkopf, moorhead. And I didn't know that Moor was kind of the word before the N-word for people of color. I didn't know that when I was a child. I just knew that this candy was called like that. But instantly, when I knew what that means, I didn't say it anymore. Because when you don't know, I think that should be okay. But if you get educated on the subject, you know what those things mean, you have a responsibility to just change it. That's it. What Mr. Pratt's problem here is he cannot comprehend it in his teeny tiny little brain. You know it is offensive. So where's the problem? He cries like a baby when he gets insulted or triggered with anything. You just have to say globe and he loses his shit. But then he uses the C word for Susan. He uses derogatory terms for everyone he disagrees with. And then he asks for respect. And that is my problem. Why is it so hard for people to just change a word? I just had a thought. Why can't we change a word to change the world? Because the benefit of changing those terms is the world would be a less offensive place for the people that get offended all the time. Because I really don't experience racism. I'm a white person. But I know that there are people every fucking day that experience it. That they get discriminated because of their skin color, because of their ethnicity, and that is horrible. When you're an asshole, you're an asshole. Totally agree. But your skin color has nothing to do with anything. Your culture has nothing to do with anything. When you know something that it's wrong and you do it, asshole. If you don't know something, you do it and you get educated and you change it, totally fine. You still do it, asshole. That should be the way we treat other people. How they look shouldn't matter. The problem is the people who decide if something is racist or not are most of the time white people. You see it with Pratt. I've seen it with the discussions we have in Germany. It's always white people just saying, no, it's not racist. It's just a word. Yeah, for you, it's just a word. And just because you say, hey, I'm not a racist, I don't mean it in a racist way, so I can say it. No, that's bullshit. That's what I thought when I was 12. I said bullshit and said, okay, but it's a joke, or I don't mean it in that way, so it's fine. And I had to learn that that's not how the world works. And I educated myself, and I got educated by others, and I adapted it and go on with my life. That's how it works. But to say, okay, we should change that name that is stupid because in NASA we're Nazis. That doesn't make any sense. First of all, there are always other problems in the world. We can tackle more than one problem simultaneously. Let's be honest. We don't have to do that and instead then leave something else out. No. But to use BLM trying to fit his narrative, I think it's so disgusting. It's exploiting such an important topic. And as you can see, he's one of the people who are the problem why this thing exists. A white person saying, oh my god, BLM, you are idiots because NASA. That is offensive on so many levels. I just can't. And the reasoning for those things I hear all the time is, yeah, but that's our culture. It's not your culture. If your culture needs, let's say, a racist term, or if your culture needs stereotypes, offending minorities, racism, sexism, if your culture needs that, your culture isn't worth keeping up. If your culture needs racism, stereotypes, offending everyone there is under the sun, sexism, I'm sorry, your culture isn't worth keeping. Basically, that's it. If your culture needs words like Zigeuner, Redskins, the N-word used against people of color, your culture sucks.
Oh, vengeance will be his.
I really cannot stand this f***ing face. That's all I can take for now. Surprise! Jessy from the future here. I, as I said, wanted to upload this video last week. Didn't happen, something came in between. So you get a custom outro. I just wanted to say thank you guys so much, because I got such a positive response to the last videos I made, because they were a little different. And I had a lot of fun making them. I think it's, for me at least, a nice change up things from the whole science and debunking stuff. And I'm very thankful for you guys' support. So thank you so much for watching me rambling, basically. And if you're interested, please become a member of my Discord server, because I want to start streaming, but I'm a little bit anxious. And a subscriber of mine said, hey, how about doing a stream first on Discord? And I think that's a good idea. So if you're interested, I will start with a Flatlander live stream. Join my Discord. I will announce it also in a future video, and of course on Discord. So thank you guys so much. Check out my socials in the description, and I will see you next time. Bye!